This is the Giantex Full-Automatic Washing Machine portable washer and spin dryer, and it has made laundry day manageable in a small space without sending me to a shared laundromat. I get clean clothes, less hassle, and I do not have to reorganize my apartment to fit it. I would call this a compact, fully automatic top-loading washer with a built-in spin dryer. It fits people who live in apartments, dorm rooms, rentals where you cannot install a full-size unit, and anyone who wants a portable setup for short-term living or a recreational vehicle. It is for someone who cares more about easy operation and real cleanliness than a long list of features they will never touch. If your routine involves small to medium loads a few times a week, and you are tired of hauling laundry bags around, this fits right in. If you run large family loads every day or you want to wash heavy king-size comforters, this is not the right machine. The design is simple in the best way. It has a compact footprint and a top lid with a clear window so I can see what is going on without opening it. The body is white with a subtle blue accent, which looks clean and does not draw too much attention in a room. The tub feels solid, and the drum edges are smooth so I do not worry about snagging fabrics. The control panel sits up top at an angle that is easy to read from standing height. The buttons have a light click, and the indicator lights show where the cycle is. What I use every single time is the built-in light inside the tub. When I lift the lid, that light turns on by itself and stays on for about 5 minutes. It sounds small, but when I am loading dark clothes at night or pulling out socks, it is incredibly helpful. Getting it set up took some planning but not a lot of effort. Out of the box, I attached the inlet hose and the drain hose. My sink faucet is not a great match for quick connectors, so I did what has worked better for me. I added a simple diverter on the shower arm and ran the inlet hose from there. That change made filling faster and more reliable. I also picked up an inexpensive extension for the drain hose so I could route water directly into the shower drain and not worry about splashing. If you are thinking about doing something similar, taking a quick measurement before buying hoses and adapters saves time. After that, leveling the feet and running a quick rinse cycle to clear the lines was all it needed. Day-to-day use is the definition of set and forget. I load clothes up to about 7 3/4 pounds, close the lid, pick one of the preset programs, choose a water level, and press start. The panel is straightforward, and there is no weird menu to learn. There are several preset cycles and 3 water levels that actually make sense. I reach for the lower level for small loads like gym gear, the middle for a normal mix of shirts and jeans, and the highest level for towels or bedding. The machine chimes at the start and end, and the lights make it clear what stage it is in. If I turn it on and walk away without starting a cycle, it shuts itself off after about 10 minutes, which is reassuring. I have also had it alert me with a beep when something is off during a wash, so problems do not silently get worse. Here is how it actually handled my laundry. Washing performance has been consistently good. Detergent distributes well, water coverage is even, and the drum movement is strong enough to lift and drop clothes, though they do not just swirl around. Stains from normal use, like coffee drips or sleeve cuffs, come out in one pass. For tougher spots, I pre-treat, but that is true for any washer I use. The spin cycle is the standout. It pulls a lot of water out of fabrics. When I move items to a compact dryer or a drying rack, they are damp rather than dripping, which cuts drying time noticeably. I put it through a handful of scenarios to get a real sense of its range. A full load of mixed cotton shirts, socks, and shorts comes out clean with seams straight and no twisting. A denim-heavy load needs a bit of care with balance, but the machine has an imbalance adjustment that detects wobble and tries to correct itself. When it senses uneven weight, it pauses, does a quick redistribute, and then resumes spinning. That feature has saved me from the thumping and walking that small washers can do on tile floors. I washed a cotton blanket and was surprised by how well it moved water through the whole piece. For bulkier items like that, I hold the water level button to add a bit more water, and it makes a difference in how thoroughly the blanket rinses. Towels are handled well, with enough spin speed to avoid that swampy feeling after the wash. Noise was something I paid attention to. During the very first cycle, I heard a hum and a bit of rattle that had me concerned. After a couple of runs, it settled down. Now the sound profile is a steady motor hum with a soft slosh in wash mode and a tight whoosh in spin. It is not silent, but it is apartment-friendly. If you are sensitive to noise, placing it on a firm, level surface helps, and letting the machine do its own balance correction avoids extra vibration. A typical wash and spin for a normal load takes around an hour or less depending on the preset. The quick program has been helpful on busy days. The heavier wash and extra rinse add time, but I only need them for towels or bedding. Controls respond quickly, and the buttons register without delay. If I need more water mid-cycle for a bulky load, the manual water add interaction by holding the water level button is simple. That level of control is useful without forcing me into manual mode. For my own routine, there are two main use cases. On a weekday evening, I toss in a mixed load while I cook dinner. By the time I finish eating, the spin is done and I can move everything to a compact dryer or hang them on a rack. Because the spin gets rid of so much water, the dryer does not run as long and my apartment does not get humid. On weekends, I do bedding. I run sheets and pillowcases first, then the cotton blanket with that extra water trick. I do not have to babysit the machine, and the imbalance correction means it does not rattle the floorboards. If you are thinking about using it in a recreational vehicle or a small cabin, that same set and forget approach works, as long as you have a way to feed water in and drain it out. A few features make the experience better than other compact units I have used. The barrel light that turns on automatically when the lid is open has become something I rely on more than I expected, especially at night. The imbalance detection and automatic correction take the stress out of washing awkward loads. The automatic shutoff after a short idle window protects the motor and saves power if I forget. The control panel's indicator lights are clear, so I always know if it is filling, washing, rinsing, or spinning. I like that I can customize water levels quickly. The preset programs cover everyday needs without forcing me to memorize combinations. It is not perfect. The stock hoses worked, but they were not ideal for my bathroom, so I did need to buy a diverter and a couple of small adapters. If your faucet does not have threads that match, expect a similar tweak. The drain hose length may be short depending on your layout, so planning the route helps. The machine made more noise in the very first couple of cycles than I wanted, though it settled down with use. The labels on the panel could be larger for easier reading at a distance, and the beep volume is a bit sharp late at night. None of these are deal breakers for me, but they are worth knowing. What I appreciated most is that it behaves like a proper washer in a much smaller footprint. It handles everyday laundry without shortcuts. The spin leaves clothes ready to dry quickly. The controls are friendly and encourage me to run more, smaller loads, which means fewer wrinkles and less sorting. I am not worried about sudden drum shakes because the imbalance adjustment pulls it back into line, cleaning the lint filter and wiping the tub edges quick. After each session, I leave the lid up for a few minutes to vent, and the interior light gives me a clear look so I do not miss a stray sock. If you are living in a small apartment, a dorm room, a rental with limited hookups, or a portable setup where you can reach a shower line and a drain, this washer and spin dryer makes life easier. It is for someone who wants straightforward operation, reliable cleaning, and a compact footprint. If you constantly wash oversized bedding or you need to process huge loads every day, a full-size unit will still serve you better. For everything else, this covers the basics with a couple of smart quality-of-life touches that actually matter in daily use. I will leave detailed information about the Giantex Full-Automatic Washing Machine portable washer and spin dryer in the comments for your reference. Thank you for watching.